Let me let it get going. So I said, let's go. Huh?
This is it.
No, we letting everybody check in. We letting everybody check in before we go.
This is it.
Before we giddy go. Before we giddy go. Right?
Yep.
Look, first of all, too, we welcome all the people too that wanna, what do they call it? Talk negative or talk no, not negative, not positive. They want to talk negative.
Yeah.
We welcome those people into. We welcome the stands into. We welcome all, everything is everything. We here. Shall I let more people get on, Tat?
Yeah, we should let some more people get on.
Nah, we're gonna, we're gonna talk that talk today. Or we're gonna review, because I know, I don't feel like there's enough people on.
Saying talk to them.
Mr. Commodore. What up, Mr. Commodore? Level up hip hop, I see you. We're gonna shout the negative too. You just wanna hear what I got to say? I don't know. Suave, what up, brah? Ciroc, Mr. Squeak Juice, what's up, bro?
There.
Torres, what up? Dot Stacks, I see you. Webster Hall, we trying, bro. They giving us a hard time.
Just hustle.
Moxburg, what up? Earns. Big Pearl, I see you. Stokes 424, Blue Vintic, I see you. First Lady Al. Whip Doctor, I see you. We're gonna talk that talk today. Come on, Threat, you're right here, bro. This guy's right here. Triple Threat is right here. I know you're there, bro. You're on your phone. God damn. Trace in New York. Charlie Clothing, Brooklyn's finest. Level up, I see you. Level up hip hop started this whole thing. No, actually, I started it because we was doing some talk. But you know what? First of all, and this will be available on my YouTube page, right? Yep. After all,
when we finish the set and done.
Yeah, it will be on my YouTube page.
Mr. C's in here.
Mr. C, what's up, my brother? This is what it. Yo, C.
Yeah, no wait, chill.
All right.
Chill.
Mr. C, I will be referring to you on this gram, my brother. You know who I'm looking for too? I'm looking for Ed Lover. I didn't call him. I forgot. If anybody knows Ed Lover, call him. I want to get him on. He's key. Angie Martinez, I'm looking for her too. I'm looking for Angie Martinez. I'm looking for Ed Lover. Mr. C's already here. Mr. C, I'm going to ask you a few things today, C.
Gotta keep it 100.
That's all. Okay. So, I want to. Well, you know what? Let's first let me let you know everybody. Tat Wizard, he's here.
Word? Best style all day.
Best star. Brian, what up, bro?
May the 4th be with you.
Triple Threats here.
Mr. Commodore stupid. He said they say Funk Flex ain't hood.
Yo, Mr. Commodore is the funniest nigga on the planet, bro. Yo, I love your page, my nigga. I love your page. I enjoy your page, man. Salute. Oh my God, he's funny. Yo, when he did the Brooklyn, who else?
He did Brooklyn, he did the Bronx.
The Bronx. The Bronx. You did us dirty, Mr. Commodore. Harlem, yeah, Harlem.
He's from Harlem.
The Brooklyn was crazy. Yo, I'm gonna tell you your funniest skit, Mr. Commodore. The one where your girl is asking you.
Tell me when you from Harlem. No.
Tell me where's he from? Just tell me where this nigga where is he from? Oh, he's so funny. Am I missing anybody? Will ain't here. Will usually keeps track too of who's in here.
Yeah, I don't think we missed anybody.
All right.
You said Miss Hustle.
So,
Lady Luck.
I saw you, Lady Luck. Lady Luck, what up?
Big B's.
Ruben Diaz, what's up, my brother? I see you. I appreciate that induction to that Bronx Walk of Fame. I appreciate you, man.
Somebody said he's supposed to be Mets.
Who?
A guy named Eric said that he one of my followers said he's supposed to be Mets.
Next. Santana 87, I see you.
Come on, we're not gonna have this big talk.
It's cool, man. Color Mika said, "Fuck you, Flex. Fuck you and Biggie."
Y'all both lame. Fuck you.
Say anything about you want about Mr. C, but he owns up to it, so we ain't even worried about that type of talk. Monica, I see you. So we gonna DJ Buck, I see you, bro. Connecticut. People are chiming into the live. We up to almost like 4,000. They coming on. All right. Forever Whack 100 said, fuck you, but that's not the real Whack. So you just making a fake page. I know Whack well.
It's not even addressed coward.
No, we do. We like, let me tell you something.
KAR, shout to KAR, Rob Cash.
Let me tell you something. You can come in my comments. You can say whatever you want. Shit ain't affect me back then. It don't affect me now. Anyway, Kevy Kev, I see you.
Somebody said Trench is in here on a fake page.
Nah, C-Tap, that's what started the...
Strike Sinatra said that.
Strike Sinatra, don't start, bro. Stop. We climbing past 4,000. We getting a couple people on here, Tom.
We did start some things we shouldn't have started with that talk.
No. There's a couple, TT Torres, what up, TT? I'm busy shouting people. I know we went DJ Cut. What up? I'm not gonna shout people twice. Suave, I see you. Brooklyn, I see you.
That girl old dies. She be on with us every Monday.
Yeah. Okay. Niggas can't neglect you to crown. Nah, they can't, right, TT? That's what I've been saying. All right. What are we talking about? Okay.
There's a lot.
All right, okay, so the other day on the live, was that Monday?
Monday.
So I know you guys only saw a small clip, right, of what I was talking about, and I get it. My energy was like getting under people's skin because how hard I was going. And I know I was going hard with my energy. But I want to first start by saying Tupac is from Harlem, okay? He lived in New York. I don't remember. He might have been, I feel like 88, 89 before he moved to the West Coast. So when I'm talking about Tupac, first of all, I'm talking about a guy born in New York, a New Yorker.
Ed Lover's here.
Ed Lover's here?
Yep.
Ed Lover, I'm going to need you to keep it so 100 today. Ed Lover's on this. Mr. C's here. We going to keep it 1,000. Ed Lover, Mr. C, please chime in anywhere where you feel I'm wrong.
He said, I'm here, bro.
All right? That's what it is. We doing honesty today. So, what did we do? Okay, so Pac, of course, is from New York. We said that, right? Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So people that's trying to make this an East Coast, West Coast thing, that ain't what it is. I was just speaking on a situation. Now, I know everybody got a little testy, a little up in arms. I get, you know what? Go in the other room for me. It might be the back room. And I put a couple plaques aside because I saw them. I keep my old plaques up here. So, for those of you who don't know, right? I would say, we said Pac moved 80 what?
89.
88, 89. He went to the West Coast, right? I was on the radio on 1990, right? 1990. Hold on, let me get this. So, you know, I'm going to show you how far back. Let's say this is how far back I go with Digital Underground so we can have an understanding. Okay. See that? That's Sex Packets. Tommy Boy Records. That's Digital Underground. I was on BS 1990. I was there, right?
Yo. brother just said something.
What do you say?
My boy Stretch was with Pac in the studio that night. He shot himself trying to pull out his gun.
Yo, Ed, you're keeping it too raw, too quick. Ed Lover, hold on, my brother, hold on. Ed Lover, hold on. Because, Ed, I'm going to talk to you specifically. So, I was on the radio 1990, Digital Underground. Shout to Tommy Boy Records, shout to Monica Lynch. I was one of the few people playing Digital Underground records in New York. I've been on the radio that long. That's what? That's 1990, right?
Yep.
So, T.I., I 100% respect, because you use the word G code, and I want to refer to the word G code on and off as we talk. And T.I., I respect that about you. I respect your opinion. I see you respected mine, right? So, since we're speaking about G code, I just want to be clear. You know, T.I., I was on that radio in 1990, WBLS, Digital Underground. You were 10 years old. You were 10, T.I., you were 10. Love you and respect you and your contribution, not just to the community, but as an artist and everything else. But I do not think you were paying.
Covering the mic.
Oh, you didn't hear me? You want me to repeat that? I was saying for T.I., in 1990, when I was playing Digital Underground records on the radio, T.I. was born in 80. He was 10 years old. So I'm not sure, T.I., if you were 100% aware of.
You gotta leave this whole
Leave that back like that?
Yeah.
I don't know if you, T.I., if you were 100% aware of how that was going down back then. This is not disrespect. It's just me saying I've been in the game for a minute, and my relationship with Shock G and them goes back. Now, we weren't tight. I played a couple album release parties. I was good with Tommy Boy Records, with the label, everything else. That's what I was. I was on the radio. They sent me a plaque for my contribution. All that is to say is that he bounced out of here 88, 89. And we respect all of that, right? So it seems that the issue was, I know people felt I was speaking harshly, and I know my tone was a little energetic. And you know,
The wrong energy.
it was the wrong energy, right, Tat? Let's get it. It was the wrong energy, right?
Yeah, but it was we were all hype in the room. My mistake too. I'm a super big fan from Bed-Stuy. But look, somebody said Cheddar Bob. I repeated it. You repeated it. I repeated it again. Which
Correct.
Took you somewhere else, and that was bad.
Okay, so in all of that, I know people take this as, you know, we shouldn't say anything bad about, disrespectful about the dead. And I'm on that page, all right? But you know, Notorious B.I.G. died also. Biggie, someone else died also. And let me tell you, with Pop, his contribution to the game is second to none. From his lyrics, the amount of people he's inspired. I mean, I loved him before Death Row Pac. I loved I Get Around. I loved, was it Dear Mama?
Dear Mama.
Yo, he had a record.
Brenda's
Baby, but Pac had a record. I'm going to tell you something. You should go to his first album or second album. He had a record called Old School, where he shouts out Mr. Magic. He shouts out Red Alert. He shouts out Chuck Chill Out. I respected so much that he knew those things, because he didn't leave New York till 88, so he knew everything that was going on. So I liked and still do love all that music. Pac was well loved way before Death Row and way before all those things. I just have one issue. And I know everyone is like, talking about the dead. I get it. They can't be here to defend himself. I totally understand that. Let me make sure these. I get that part.
You just gotta make sure you're not covering that mic.
I'm trying to get my comments right. You know, sometimes my thumb is big. Right?
Somebody says, scream at Lil Sean. He was the artist Pac came to see at Quads.
Okay. So, where was I at just now? Okay. What was I talking about? I was talking about... So, I have one issue. Because T.I., you use the word G code. And I agree with you. And I want to make sure we understand the word of G code. And I'd love to know T.I.'s take on this. I have only one issue. I think, Pac felt a certain way about what happened to him that night and expressed it. I think that was the right thing to do. I get it. I get his energy, how much he disliked everything, how much he liked the people involved. He spoke about the people. Now, we're going to be careful tonight because we ain't trying to dry snitch.
Nope.
So we're going to be careful in our talk. But what I will say, and this is my pet peeve and it's my pet issue, is that Biggie, Notorious B.I.G, did not set him up in that studio that night to get robbed. That is my only issue. That's my only issue. There were people in that studio. He came to visit. Look, you know who was? Biggie was in one of the studios. I believe that
Somebody just said Lil Sean is who he came to see.
Okay, Little Sean, I think, was in the studio. And who else was in this? There was other rappers in the studio.
People. I think Puff was there.
It was Quad, right?
There. It was Quad Studios.
All right. I think C's, Biggie, I think all those people in the studio. And I'm going to say something, just so that for the people, there's no disrespect in anything I've said so far. There's no disrespect. This is just saying, oh, I got something on my lip.
Somebody said, Tupac said Biggie knew and didn't warn him, is what Tupac said.
We're gonna get to those pieces, right? So, because I know it's easy to say, oh, he's being disrespectful to the dead. There's no disrespect here today. We're having a conversation about the truth. Now, so he was at the studio, and he said Notorious B.I.G knew about it, but they didn't warn him.
That's what somebody.
And we're gonna keep it to G code, right, T.I? Because G code is the word that you used. So I want to know when someone gets when someone gets robbed, right? And you know who they are because you have an issue with them already. They're your friends, meaning there could be a billion people in the studio, but these are your friends that you know personally that you've been running with. Right? And these people that you've been running with that are your friends that you do business with, and you know you have an issue. Because let me tell you something. Whenever you're carrying a pistol on you, whenever you're carrying a pistol already and you're a celebrity, you know you have a problem with somebody. Which is none of our business. To be honest, they friends. I get it. Or friends, and you're not friends now, whatever it is. That situation is going on. Clear. Right? Somewhere in there, after the robbery, or after whatever happens, the claim is that the Notorious B.I.G set him up. When you say that the Notorious B.I.G set him up, and you're now an artist that lives on the West Coast, there was a whole team of people now against Biggie that disliked him because Pac, who's well respected, had said that Biggie set him up.
On the news.
And back on the news. Now back to G code. Back to G code. Because T.I., that's the word you using, my brother, is G code. And you a G, T.I. So you know in the whole scheme of things or something like that, we ain't supposed to call false names on anything that happens to us in the street. We ain't supposed to call no names, number one. And then you're supposed to take up your issues with the people that you have an issue with. That's it. That's it. You don't scream a name. He was screaming Biggie's name. Tupac lied, bro. He lied. And I know...
From the hospital.
I know the whole disrespecting the dead. People are funny about that. But Notorious B.I.G is dead also. And I want to stay on that forever. And I know he said that he didn't do it. But he knew who the people were he had a problem with. That's my issue. That's my only issue with Pac. I got no other issues. God bless the dead. I get it. You know what I mean? We're all okay. Now, Ed Lover. And I'm speaking to Ed Lover because then I'm going to speak to Mr. C. Let me make sure I see Ed Lover's response. Ed Lover, I would like to hear from you since you were friends with Stretch and you and Stretch ran tight. What happened in that studio that night, Ed? And I'm going to wait. We're going to wait. We're just telling the truth today.
It made it jumped off.
Nah, Ed Lover's going to come back.
I've seen a lot of people say, but 20 years later, though.
I understand. Let me tell you about the 20 years later. I'm going to tell you about Big, and I didn't even know Big that well. But I'm going to tell you why I'm on it 20 years later.
Ed's here.
Ed's here.
Again, please.
Okay, Ed, just let me feel. Let me get on. Let me say this, though. Let me say what I'm saying. I was busy looking at the comments. So listen, let me tell you the type of guy Notorious B.I.G. was. He would never, ever take part in that fucking buffoonery of someone calling the wrong names on a robbery. Because he's not going to make himself look all nuts defending. My energy's getting funny. I'm sorry. He's not going to defend something like that. Notorious B.I.G. was a G. He would just eat it and keep it moving because he knew the truth. I didn't know him that well. I'm just speaking for his character and the type of guy that he appeared to be to me. And I can speak on this subject because I've been there. I was there. I'm not talking. I didn't look this up on Wikipedia like a lot of you people. I was there. I experienced it. I'm being a dick. That dick face is coming back again, right?
Yo, Ed said ask it again.
Ed Lover. You were friends with Stretch, and Stretch was in the studio with Pac that night, which I forgot. What exactly happened in that studio, and did Biggie set him up?
Without saying any names. All right, give it to Ed a second.
Yeah, we're going to give Ed a minute. I was vocal. You know what? I was vocal back then because I'm glad people keep asking that. Just for the fucking record, this is also to answer T.I. because T.I. said I was on the radio. I don't know how T.I. knew I was on the radio then too because he was 10 years old. T.I. was 10 years old, okay? When I was on the radio, when I started. Funk Flex, Ed Lover, Wendy Williams, and Angie Martinez. We were very, very vocal about the situation. I was vocal. We wasn't scared of nobody. I was vocal. I was vocal when he was around, when he came to New York. I was vocal. As a matter of fact, I was so vocal, if Angie Martinez ever releases that interview she did with Pac, Angie Martinez did that interview with Pac in L.A. because Pac was afraid to come to New York. That's all I'm saying. In that interview, he mentions Ed Lover and me because he was mad at us because the way we were talking on the radio, which we respect. He should have his opinion. We gave our opinion. Pac gave his opinion. Now, let me say something. This part that we're talking about of Pac is a very small part of his contribution to the music and to hip-hop. This is the part that you guys study and worship. It's a small part for Pac. Just that you know, Pac wasn't running around like he was a tough guy. He wasn't doing that. He really wanted to do his music. He was focused on the music. And we was focused on that music with him and respected it about him. You guys always bring up like he was a knight in shining armor and the superhero tough guy stuff. Pac didn't bring that up. My energy? Pac didn't bring that up. Pac was about his music and getting it popping. We understood that and respected that. Ed Lover. Did Ed Lover answer that yet?
I don't think he came in. No, I didn't see him.
Ed Lover, we need you to answer. What happened in the studio that night? So, back to G-code, because that's the word T.I. is using. G-code. The G-code is, if you're from the street, you deal with your issues in the street. Without any name, Ed Lover said, without any names, dudes came to see Pac because of some other street beef he had with We Know Who. Stretch, who was about 6'5", was never touched. Biggie didn't know about it at all. Pac was my friend. Should I read it again from Ed Lover?
Yes.
Without any names, dudes came to see Pac because of some other street beef he had with We Know Who. Stretch, who was about 6'5", was never touched. Biggie didn't know about it at all. Pac was my friend. We keeping it a G. We keeping it a buck today. We about the truth. Mr. C. Mr. C, are you still there? Mr. C discovered the notorious B.I.G.
C may have bounced.
Nah, somebody get C on the line. We gonna do that today. What time is it? Damn, this time is flying.
Yo, I tell you. Well, we didn't go on at 9 exactly.
Well, now, once again, because we're not disrespecting the dead. We're just giving some information. And the other thing, too, is, I'll say it again. Pac's biggest contribution is his music and his wisdom to inspire. Ed Lover, I have another question. Ed Lover, did Pac shoot himself that night in the studio first?
He said that already, though.
But I want to make sure we highlight it. Because I just wanted to know if it was true.
Did we show the Digital Underground plaque?
We showed the Digital Underground. Mr. C, was Biggie the type?
And Lover said, he used to be on my block and at my house. Loved my mother's cooking, especially her sweet potato pies. Pac was also Stretch's daughter godfather. I'm the other.
Mr.
C's there.
Mr. C, I'm going to talk to you in a second. Ed Lover, did you hear, or did you know, or did Stretch say whether or not Pac shot himself? The first shot fired was Pac shooting himself.
Reaching for his gun, he accidentally shot himself, yes. That's what Ed Lover just said.
I'm sorry, Ed Lover. That's what happened, right? What Ed Lover said, he shot himself. And look, we don't want anyone shooting themselves. We don't want anything happening. And
sorry, we should point out, right? Because I've seen a lot of people say, yeah, but he didn't shoot himself 5 times.
He didn't shoot himself 5 times. Nobody thought that Pac shot himself 5 times. Here's our issue, though. Let me because we're gonna talk about the streets. If you're in a situation, whatever the situation might be, and you don't pull that steel out and you shoot yourself, or you shoot, whatever is happening in the room, when that shot or 2 shots goes off, nobody knows where that shot's coming from. And then everybody starts shooting. I'm just saying how it works in the street. I am not a tough guy. I'm not a street person. I'm not a tough guy. I'm not a stick-up person or nothing. I just have experience in what goes on out there. That's it.
Ed Lover said the other guy shot him also.
Yes, and the other guy shot him also. But the first shot was just to say what it was, and he had the gun on him because he knew that he had an issue in the street.
And I think your point before was they may not have shot him at all had he not shot himself and alerted them that he had the gun on him.
My point was there probably would have been no shots fired if one shot didn't go off. That's all I'm saying. I don't know that for a fact. And look, Pac was right to be on the rampage. He got hurt by people that he knew. He had the right to be vocal and angry and aggressive. My problem is the notorious B.I.G. did not set him up. That was a lie. That was a lie to not face reality. And I'm going to tell you something, what I don't like about that lie. That lie made the people that really didn't know he had no intention of telling the truth. He gave them an immediate out. Mr. C, was the notorious B.I.G. the type of person to bring light to a street situation like this and dry snitch? Would he do that, or would Biggie Take the high road. Mr. C, I'm talking to you. You know him. You're one of the people that know him the best.
Ed Lover says Stretch was killed a year later on the same day. Different reason, but on the exact same day.
That's bad. That's bad. Ed Lover said Stretch was killed a year later on the same day. Different reason, but on the exact same day. Mr. C. Did C chime in yet?
He was. I don't know if he jumped back off.
Yo, Mr. C ain't afraid of what people say in the comments. No. Neither am I. We don't come from that, bro. We come from a different cloth. I know there's two sides to every story. Absolutely, there's two sides.
Ray-Z said Pac had to say something to make himself look good.
Who said that?
Ray-Z.
Ray-Z. Pac had to say something, man. No, but he didn't have to say anything. But you know something? Pac was young. Just to be on the record, if I was 24, 25 at the time, like Pac was, I would have did the exact same thing. I'm keeping a buck. I would have blamed.
C said absolutely not. Biggie loved Pac. Pac used to hang out with Big on Fulton Street. That's in Bed-Stuy. Then Ed said they pulled out on Pac and Stretch in the lobby and paid them both down. Probably padded, but he put paid them both down. Probably auto type. They pulled out on Pac and Stretch in the lobby and paid them both down. Probably padded.
Now, Mr. C, so like I said, Biggie would have never did that. Biggie would have never talked about this situation. And I'm going to tell you what I fucking hate about, I'm going to tell you what I hate. And people always want to ask me why I said it 20 years later.
Laid them both down.
People always say why I said it 20 years later. I said it when the fucking shit was going on. And Biggie wouldn't have fucking died if that nigga hadn't have lied. He lied. Right. Y'all niggas worship him.
Funk. I know it's bad.
Lied.
It led to Big's death.
Never, ever said nothing about him. He fucking lied. Nobody wants to tell the truth.
C said, absolutely not. Biggie was hurt when Pac got at him.
Y'all niggas don't want to tell the truth. It existed. You worship it. T.I., you talking about G code.
But T.I. wasn't there for me.
That's not G code. That ain't G code. He lied and Biggie died. That's my only issue. That's it, bro. Why is that so hard? What's so hard about that? You think that's cool? You think that's good? We worship that? I don't worship that, and I won't, and I don't have to. I still have morals. I give a fuck. He lied, and he carried that lie for years to his grave. He knew Biggie ain't set him up. Niggas shot and killed Big. Killed Big because of what he said. It's all right, though. Cool. Nothing big. Whatever.
Lover said, me and Pac got tossed out of Magic City in Atlanta, physically put out. He's trying to lighten the mood. Lover's trying to lighten the mood, because C said Biggie and Pac used to jump on each other's shows together.
Let me tell you something. What time is it? Because I'm going to wrap this up in a minute. Let me tell you something, too. Suge Knight's son had a lot of opinions for me. And I want to say something to you, my brother. You know, I'm not sure Suge Knight's son's name, but I know you and your father probably had some amazing times. Probably still do. I know, whatever, he's incarcerated, I get it. And you're supposed to ride for your dad. And I get that part too. And I don't, I'm gonna say, I want to say something about Suge. Something that people don't say about him properly, because people always talk about the bad about Suge Knight. But I'm gonna tell you something about Suge Knight from the outside looking in, from this side of the world looking over there. And y'all may think this sounds a little crazy. I admired Suge. You know why? I watched him take a guy like Dr. Dre, after Dr. Dre was in a terrible situation, a terrible musical situation, and watched Dr. Dre shine again. And I thought that was incredible. I think all those artists they put out on that label, it gave Puff and everybody the whole blueprint of how to be successful again, and I agree with that. And I saw, matter of fact, if I don't come off in time, you can play the mix. So, I 100%. I'm gonna tell you something. Any of the bad that Suge did, for some reason, outweighs his good, and it shouldn't. He put a lot of artists on, and did a lot of things, which we respect. And once again, I'll repeat, he laid the blueprint for Puff for the East Coast, because that was shining. And I know Suge's son had a lot to say, and I respect your opinion, my brother. And I went to your Instagram page, and I see you a positive brother, and I see you working hard. I see you putting your whole shit together, and I see it. And like I said again, you and your dad probably had some amazing times, but I'm gonna keep it super 100 for you today. Suge Knight let greed and envy and jealousy seep into his heart and ruin his entire empire. That's just my opinion. And I want to say this with a straight face, so there's no fucking confusion today. I do respect your dad and what he laid down in the music business, but I want to be so fucking clear right now. When he used to come to New York, nobody gave a fuck. Nobody was scared of him. He'd have no weight over here. Zero weight. He used to come in a hotel over in Fort Lee. He used to stay over there and sneak into the city. Now, all of that is to say is I'm not disrespecting his hustle. I'm just saying I was never scared of him. Suge been in the studio up here, right here, before, because he came to see Angie Martinez. He ain't say nothing to me. I ain't say nothing to him. He had one of his little rappers here with him, too. So I know you got that tough guy image of your dad. In New York, we didn't give a fuck. He didn't have no weight. Remember, that's all I'm saying. I'm not calling him a snitch. I ain't calling him a fucked up dude. Let me tell you something. I would never judge a man how he want to run his label, how Suge, Baby, Puffy want to run their label. I don't judge. I would never judge Suge on that. You know why? If an artist signs the contract, that's their fucking problem. All I'm saying, if he want to beat his artist up, pee on his artist, whatever, that's his business. All I'm saying is he was no tough guy in this fucking town. And I was saying that on the radio. When I was there, I was saying it.
He was here.
He was here. Nobody scared of him. That's the shit that's like, that's how I feel. So I'm not slandering the dead. I'm just giving you a situation. We just giving truth. That's all. I'm just keeping 100. Pac's music, I love him. I love what he put down. I love what he put in the game. Everything. I love everything that he did. It's just the line about Biggie, man. He lied, man. He lied. He fucking lied, man. And he never cleared it up. And then he died. And then Biggie died. And I ain't trying to start no East Coast, West Coast thing. Pac's from Harlem, bro. I know everybody want to be here. Pac is from Harlem. He lived here for years. Then he went to the Bay. He only was in LA for like a year, 2 years, man. And this ain't about East. I'm gonna tell you something. This ain't about East Coast and West Coast. It's not about someone's like. I'm not shitting on the dead. I know y'all want to say 20 years. Y'all can say that 20 years. It bothers me, man. It bothers me that somebody died for that. That's all.
You were here.
And I was here for it. I was here. I was on the radio. And I know T.I. said, oh, when you're not on the radio. T.I., I was on the radio when that was happening, my brother. I was on the radio breaking Digital Underground on BLS in 1990. T.I., you were 10 years old.
Let's stop talking to me.
So you wasn't aware of it. And I'm not knocking you, bro. I'm just speaking. I don't know, you speaking from the heart too. Your mother told you, we shouldn't shit on the dead, and you're absolutely right. That's all. I just want to say what I want to say. That's just the way I feel.